Guys, what's up? What's going on out there today? Hey, yeah, Brent Abel here, webtennis.com. Another episode of What's the Right Shot, number 562. Look, what we're working on today is singles and a forehand passing shot. And the one thing that I've got to convince you of today, the passing shots are not keep away from your opponent to where you're kind of mildly, desperately hoping that they don't touch the ball. Hence the name of passing. That's kind of not a great term for it. It just brings up this thing. Well, I got to get it past them, right? And that's the wrong way to think about it. It's not really keep away. So, look, successful passing shots are based on 5 mindset habits that we're going to work on today. Number one is going to be early shot choice commitment. Whether you're going up the line to that target, whether you're going cross court, it doesn't matter, right? I mean, maybe it matters in terms of you've been in this situation, maybe a couple, 2, 3, 4 times before as the match progresses. And you've kind of established that, hey, I like to go cross court with this ball here in this situation. Maybe this time you decide to go up the line. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You just got to have a full-blown early shot choice commitment so that there's not a sub-menu of, I could go up the line, I could dip at his feet, I could go cross court, I could do this, I could do that. Man, you want to, whatever is your instinctive initial shot choice, that's the one that you are going to commit to. Number 2, early racket prep that makes that opponent have to guess, right? Sometimes you can read a player, right? They're really not sure. Maybe they got a couple of shot choices in mind up the line or cross court, and they slowly get the racket prepped, and you can kind of tell this guy is going to take this ball up the line. And now you don't have to, I mean, sure, it's not an exact non-guess. They're not totally telegraphing it, but they're giving you some kind of inkling of where they want to go. So look, early racket prep freezes that opponent over there, and if they do move, you force them to have to guess where you're going to play your shot. Number 3 is it's a 2-shot mindset. I don't care how early you make the shot choice commitment. I don't care how early you prep your racket. The guy could guess, right? Just a dumb guess, and all of a sudden he's there. And what you don't want to do is be so committed that you're going to really juice this ball by him that even if he guesses, if he guesses right, he's not going to be able to get to it. You don't want to put that kind of pressure on executing the shot. So I always think it's a 2-shot mindset. And I like that because it makes me feel like, well, I get to take my time with this initial shot here. I've got my shot choice commitment. I've prepped the racket early. Now I get to take my time to really execute the shot the way that I want to. It's so that it's a high quality ball. Yeah, the guy over there might guess. That's okay. And whatever comes back, if it does come back, in the words of the great Dick Johnson, we'll just take it from there, right? Okay. Number 4, it's a stationary target, right? It's an imaginary stationary target. And I put out there two of them for you, right? If you went up the line, we're just gonna take the sideline out of it. I didn't put the target on top of the sideline, right? I took the sideline out of that because if you put your target above the top of the net, a stationary target, and it's too close to the line, if you're a hair late with this forehand, it's going out, right? So if you move it in, you take the sideline out of it, and you are a hair late, good. You're still inside. You're fine, right? Same thing with going cross court. If you decide you want to go cross court and you're too close to the line over there, and your contact is early, now you're wide, right? So make sure that you take those sidelines out of it with a stationary target. This is the opposite of a moving target, right? That guy over there, yeah, you could be thinking keep away. It's a moving target. We're doing the opposite. It's not keep away. It's a stationary target that's an imaginary spot above that white line, which is the top of the net. And then the 5th thing is the Fed head, right? How we've seen Roger, and even now we see Carlos, we see Alcaraz do this, where there's just no peeking at contact, right? And when you are mano a mano, when you're this close to that opponent over there, there's a tendency to want to sneak a peek right before contact, where now you're looking out in the landscape to see if maybe they've guessed where you're going to go. You could have all four of these top things nailed, but if you start to sneak a peek too early, you're throwing that racket out of alignment in terms of swing path, and that's a real recipe for a self-imposed unforced error. So, guys, let's get into the real deal today. Let's go through this point as it is on What's the Right Shot number 562. Here it comes. Well, guys, let's get into today's episode of What's the Right Shot. Look, yours truly here with the return to serve. This is in the final Houston Indoors a couple of years ago. And look, I was fortunate to get the big win in this match. And this point was one of the reasons why, because I had a really good focus that day that on something like this, right, a passing shot opportunity, that I didn't think to myself, this is quote unquote keep away. I don't want the guy to touch it. And when you're this close, right, you're smack dab in the middle of no man's land, right? Right between the service line and the baseline, and you know that opponent over there is close as well. You know, you feel vulnerable in this court position. At least you could feel vulnerable if you're thinking about, I don't want the guy to touch the ball. And too often what happens is right about here, before you make contact, what do? We sneak a peek over there with, maybe it's out of our peripheral vision, whatever, but we start to look out there at the landscape. Because if we've decided to go cross court with this, and we kind of want to make sure, hey, if you see the guy moving over there, maybe there's a chance at the last second, if I'm going cross court, maybe I'll go up the line. And with that indecision, we end up missing so many shots. So the key here is, just like in the picture where I showed you two targets, all that we're thinking about, number one, is a stationary target. If you've committed now to go up the line, what's a target right here? An imaginary target above the white line. Or if you've decided to go cross court, what's an imaginary target above the white line? And don't worry about keeping it inside the baseline, because if you hit that target spot, if you hit that imaginary target where you want it to go, I guarantee you it's not going deep. So on this particular day, I had that kind of focus where I wasn't thinking keep away. I was just thinking, okay, I'm going to go up the line here. I'm going to go through that imaginary target. As you can see right here, my head's still locked down at contact. And eventually I start to pick up after the ball has left. But, that head's still kind of looking down there at that contact point. Maybe not precisely as it was, but there's no sneak and a peek. Right? And it's a two-shot mindset. My thought here is that, okay, I'm going up the line into that little target that's stationary. If, capital I, capital F, if he's there and he gets to it, that's okay. We'll just go ahead and take whatever comes back. And so, yeah, let me play this back in real time. And I want you to get that sense that we're not playing keep away in this situation, that really what we're doing is we are playing to a stationary target. The keep away really breeds a lot of sneak in the peek, right? And I know I used to make this mistake. A lot of players do as well, but we want to make sure we're thinking stationary target, a spot above the top of the net, and just go for it. If the guy's there, fine. Whatever comes back, you'll just go ahead and take it from there, in the words of the great Dick Johnson. So, look, guys, I want to hear from you down below. What's on your mind from today's episode of What's the Right Shot? Any comments, any feedback, remarks, want to read them and certainly get back to you. And look, I've got a 15-minute free complimentary It's On Me coaching call. If there's some area of your game that you specifically want to work on, there's a link down below in the description area. I want you to click it so that you can cherry pick a date and time that works best for you. Could be this. Maybe we could work on passing shots. Could be a forehand, could be a backhand. Doesn't matter. Whatever it is. but maybe it's another area of your game that you really want to kind of dig into for 15 minutes. And again, calls on me. All you got to do is schedule it, date and time that works best for you. And then I'm going to give you some direction of what to do with whatever you tell me you want to work on. Guys, that's it for me today. It's time. We got to get out there. Help someone else have a great day. Guys, I'm going to see you again next time. Well, all right, guys. Hopefully today's session was helpful for you. And what I've got for you is an offer for a totally free 15-minute private one-on-one coaching call with me. And yeah, totally on me. There's absolutely no charge for this call. Look, what specific area of your game do you want to clean up? Could be swing tech, forehand, backhand, serve, volley, whatever it is. Could be tactics, right? Singles and or doubles. Maybe some part of the mental game that you want to nail, or fitness as well. And so the way to get this thing scheduled, I've got an online schedule. Just go down below in the description area. There's a link. Take you to that schedule. Just cherry pick a date and time that works best for you. And then I'm going to give you a call at that date and time that you choose. And look, this is a complimentary, not a sales call. It really helps me out being able to stay in touch with you guys because I am not doing any more on-court teaching. So any opportunity that I get to talk with someone live really helps me stay in touch so I know exactly the types of things that you guys want to work on. So look, right down below is that link. Click it, go to the scheduler, cherry pick a date and time that works best for you, and I will give you a call at that time.